Welcome back to DBS and the DFL studio, along with my guests Rose Obertine and Jamie Dalsey, and we're talking about sex. Now soon we're going to question how much you know about sex with a quick quiz. All right, so don't think you're going to just sit there and listen and watch us all night. We're going to give you some questions to find out what is your sex IQ. Yes, there is such a thing. Okay, now in the break we were looking at some of our really nice ads from our sponsors, and before I forgot to mention our little Farron's tasting earlier today, and I know, Rose, you said your favorite was pistachio, which is one of my favorites, from Little Girl pistachio ice cream.
And I love green. Green is my favorite color. So loving green, my color, and loving the taste of pistachio. You put the two together and voila.
Yeah.
Oh, I love ice cream.
And Jamie, what was your favorite flavor?
Roman reason for sure.
Yeah.
You have that enriching around old aged, dimmed in time. Coming in for a bit of a reason, also sweet. For sure.
Yeah,
yes.
Great. And and Rose was laughing at the Farron's ad, thinking how wonderful it is.
Oh, I think this is so creative. I mean,
very creative.
For somebody to think of that, I mean, to go through such measures just to get ice cream for your wife who feels like this is what I want now, and for a man to show his prowess, man, and to jump trucks, dog. I mean, come on,
to do
Delia. That ice cream must be good.
And you know, as you were saying that, you know what I remembered? I remember once you saying to me that the thoughts of love and making love starts from before you even get into the bedroom.
Oh yes,
and that could be a really good example of that.
Correct. That is correct, because it is the preparation of, you know, and all what happens before that attracts you, that excites you. So it's not a matter of you going into the bed and it's like a duty and it's an action. No. This thing has more to it than that, Delia. Excuse me.
Okay.
And I suppose as we go through the evening, or if you want me to start, we can start.
Yeah, I was going to start by actually saying, and I'd like, Jamie's input on this as well. Sex. Yes. Why is it such an important element in a relationship? Why?
Because it is a whole package, Delia. So sex is what differentiates from the platonic relationship that you have with somebody else. So if you have this person that you really love and you really care for, sex culminates the relationship, whereas you can have relationships with other people that are not as intimate and not close, and you don't have sex with those people. Although you may argue, but of course people have sex even though they don't have relationship.
No, I wouldn't argue it. I would state it as a fact.
Okay, you would state
it as a fact.
Okay,
and I want to bring Jamie in on this point before you continue with that, because do you see, as with young people, I think that is where the area is more problematic.
True.
Where sex is something that it's just something to do. It's
a fun time, casual. But what we need to know as young people, sex is a form of intimacy. It is intimacy. You live your essence with someone when you have sex with them. It's not only about passing saliva and that what they would call joke-free reaction. You're intimate with that person. You get that soulful resonance with that person. And when you get intimate with someone, no matter who you go behind next, you always have that experience. You always leave a piece of you behind with that person.
Yeah, but I don't think the young people are thinking that way.
Well, and that is why they take chances, and that is why it is so superficial to me when it comes to young people having sex. I may be wrong, Jamie, but it is so superficial that they don't even give it a thought. In other words, it has stopped meaning something that is so precious, so sacred, and so you're looking good. You have a short dress, your big bum, a young person, and the young boy thinks, wow, and right away as if it's sex.
It's more. But
sex is more than that, and that is why I think I am very happy for this program tonight. And I'm happy that I was so glad when I walked and I saw a young person because it is good to hear what they say. It is good to know, and so that they can be guided accordingly.
But you see, the problem in a way in having a young person here, and I'm glad that we have a young male, because Jamie is a sensible young male. Jamie could be, let's say Jamie wasn't a sensible young male. Whatever you're saying to him, which I would agree with you, Rose, in terms of being sensible, this young man, because, and I know people may label me for saying this, but I think that if you don't have any form of ambition, then sex is not something that you're going to take as the quality that it should be. The meaningfulness that it should be. Sex is going to be a pastime where, you know, playing and so on and so forth. But see, Jamie is a very good example, as far as I know. Because, you know, we all have our private lives, and I'm sure that, you know, being young, Jamie must have had his flings here and there and so on. I mean, we all do that.
Like a rabbit.
Yeah, we must, you know, at some point in our lives, a lot of us have done that. Yes. Yes. So I hope tonight, as we go along, that people start to see the term and the word sex for what it's supposed to be. Something that's supposed to be positive, enlightening, enjoyable, open and free, in the sense of open and free with your partner. That you can tell them.
That's right.
You know, and when I hear bad sex, I actually think it's the person who's telling me they're having bad sex who has the problem. Because you must know what you like.
And it is something to be enjoyed. It is something, and if we're talking, now when we talk sex, there are different dimensions of sex. You can look at sex in terms of sexuality. The person, when I walked in and I saw you with this beautiful dress and your hair up and you're looking so beautiful, I thought you looked rather sexy. And sexy in that term meant for me, what a beautiful, attractive woman. All your sexuality as a female came out in this one look that I had of you.
Who's Beyonce compared to Delia?
So Delia, so sex in that sense, beautiful, gorgeous, I mean attractive. You give you a second look, beautiful. Now, then we have that. Then we have our role as sexual beings. There is a role that the female has, there is a role that the male has. In other words, it's your gender. The roles you have as male and the roles you have as female. So you have that. And then you have the sexual intercourse part. That is what the female and the male engage in that makes them one. Now, Delia, look at this. And viewers, you talk about two people coming together in an intimate relationship that makes them one. That must be sacred, Delia. I'm sorry. That must be sacred. And this is why it hurts me when I know that young people are engaging in the act of sex and they take it so lightly.
Freelancers.
What?
We get new terms tonight.
Freelancing. From here to there. I mean, what value do you place on such an intimate act that I didn't create it? That was God's creation when He says to go and multiply. And the only way you can multiply is to have sex.
Yeah, but are you saying that, Rose, because you are older and wiser? You have that experience when you were younger.
Oh, when I was a little girl.
How were you?
Let me tell you. No. All of us are different. You cannot label every young person as this is how they're thinking and this is what they did. No. I fell in love when I was 15. And I always say to young people when I speak with them, falling in love at 16 does not mean sexual intercourse.
Precisely.
These are two different things. And I may be not a very good example
even as adults, to be honest. If you fall in love, it's not always going to be about the sex.
Exactly.
Because to me, that's what the true love is. That it's not all about the sex.
I've learned, if you can look at an older person and listen to their words, if they could say at their young age, all these things they did as young people, all their flaws, it wasn't worth it. Why not take their examples, develop yourself as a young person at your tender age, and think at their level? So when you're, let's say, 50, 60, 70 years old, picture how wise you'll be.
Yeah, but you're talking more about love, and we're talking about sex.
But even that also.
Those are two different things.
No, but you see, what he's saying here, Delia, is that
The
the
moral
older
aspect. of it.
person would have given examples of their growing up with the younger person, and instead of going and get burnt, look, you're getting it from a person who
Yes.
is
Because it
mature.
always learns from somebody
no,
else's
but
experience.
young people, you have to be very on, not to feel that you for you to go and experiment, because a lot of young people, they don't do that, you know, Jamie. I mean, I would say, look, the fire is hot, don't touch it, you get burnt.
Test
But
the
you know
waters,
what?
learn
That's
from
when
your
I
own
want. That is
experiences.
when you want to touch it more to see if I'll
Don't
get burnt.
Well, you know what? We have to go to a break, but I want to talk about that because I actually think that when we were younger, sex was very much behind closed doors. We didn't know what our parents were doing. So how did we know what sex was about? But that's another issue. Now, let me just repeat the giveaway questions tonight. What turns you on more when you're feeling sexy? Is it A, a cologne or perfume, or B, a fresh and clean body? What turns you on more when you're feeling sexy? A, a cologne or perfume, or B, a fresh and clean body? The question can be found on DolorFactorLive.com, Facebook page, Dolor Factor Live TV show. We're going to do the quiz sex tonight, and you don't have to do anything but answer honestly as soon as I ask the question. So stay with us. We're going to see you straight after the break.